All right, y'all. I ain't got my microphone, but the microphone is booty anyway. So yeah, I don't know if y'all saw on the main channel. Bill finally got it. Niggas asking, Bill, when are you gonna get a new camera? I'm like, nigga, have you seen my phone? So if y'all want the pictures of that, y'all can go check that out on the main channel. Yes, I do still have the sticker under the brim of my hat. I got real unk energy today. This is a new one, so I ain't even think that. The dog, look at my eyes, man. I look terrible. I ain't getting no rest over like the last 2 days, or whatever. But anyway, I digress. Point being that I'm on straight effort mode today. Just get through the day, go home and lay down. It's the type of time that I'm on. But anyway, I wanted to hop into this real quick. A little different. I'm not going to do what I have been doing, and do the whole great East Coast West Coast, which has really just been a 1v everybody. Well, not really, and that's kind of what I want to get into, right? Um, but Absol has now entered the chat. Clap it up for Absol. This was really the battle that I was really uh, anticipating as potentially the most interesting, as potentially the most entertaining, because there was a time, you feel me, well before Kendrick became a brand in himself. There was a time where between Absol and Q, there's an argument that could be made that it was one of them two that was going to take the torch as the torch bearer for TDE, and we see how that didn't really turn out the way that some folk expected. But Soul is a straight lyricist. You know what I mean? Soul got that energy, like, you know, I ain't even going to name off no names, but yeah, y'all understand what I'm saying. Soul reminds me in a lot of ways of Jadakiss. You know what I mean? For those of y'all who know, you know. For those of y'all who don't, find out. You understand what I'm saying? But Soul gives me that energy like Jadakiss. But that's not really what I wanted to get into. First of all, so the track, it's not even a diss, right? It's not even a diss. There's a couple of friendly jabs in there. You know what I mean? There's a couple of you understand, subliminals. Not even subliminals. I don't even know if you could call them subliminals, but nothing as straight up disrespectful as we heard, you feel me, last week, I think it was. Now, man, if it was, man, that feels like forever and a day ago. But getting into this whole idea, right, of the what this occurrence has come to symbolize, right? Again, this is the kind of hip hop, on the main channel. I had some goofy talking about, oh well, why we gotta do. I've had several comments like this about, oh, why we gotta tear a black man down? Why are we talking about, what Kendrick is and is not? And I'm like, nigga, shut up. You feel me? We talking about rap, dog. You feel me what I'm saying? We talking about bars. You dig? Stop treating these niggas like they Malcolm freaking X, dog. You understand what I'm saying? Cause this is what we had growing up. And I talked about this in the Death of the Diss Track video, right? Is that this is the kind of hip hop that we had when I was growing up, you feel me, in the mixtape era, in the mid aughts or so, the mid to late aughts or so. You understand what I'm saying? Is when everybody was coming for the crown. You feel me? Shout out the company, man. Shout out to Justin Hunt. But I had a conversation with him not too long ago, and and he had made a point. Some of these rappers, you feel me, just the ecosystem of hip hop today, they would be better served, doing, the buddy buddy, let's collaborate with everybody, sort of thing, because they not really built you feel me, for a competitive hip hop environment like from back in those days, like what we've seen in the past couple weeks, man. Have you seen the number of different, I don't know about anybody else, but on my feed, right? I have been getting, just disses from, I ain't gonna say random, but these tangential beefs that have kind of it's created this whole extended universe, you feel me, of competitive hip hop battles. You dig what I'm saying? And again, that's the kind of hip hop that I just want a lot of the younger folk to experience what that was like. You feel me? The literal art of verbal combat. Hip hop, you feel me? The kind of hip hop that is rooted, you feel me, in West African roots, right? The kind of hip hop that is birthed directly from the Dozens, which itself is birthed from that West African tradition of verbal combat. Shout out to Color Mind, you feel me? He got a whole video, that gets into it. I'll probably link it in the description, but you understand what I'm saying? It's I want a lot of y'all to experience what we talk about because it dawns on me that a lot of younglings don't know, you feel me, what it's like. Don't really know what a friendly fade, because they've never seen a friendly fade, you feel me? I'm forgetting that I Don't Like was over 10 years ago. It's closer to 15. You feel me? So you got a whole generation of kids, you feel me, who grew up on drill, you feel me, who grew up on street beef, on hip hop being used as a vehicle to exercise street beef, right? So that's all they know. You dig what I'm saying? So in their mind, it's either one extreme or the other. You feel me? And I really want y'all to experience that. You feel me? Experience what it's like, and I'm gonna get into this in a video that I'm doing on the main channel. Y'all probably have already seen me talk about it. How to beat the boogeyman. And that's that. There was no big three. You understand what I'm saying? Until we invented that concept. You feel me? We invented the big three. You feel what I'm saying? Because before that, niggas was not trying to be buddy buddy like that with each other. Niggas was there is only one ring to rule them all. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm shooting for that ring. You dig what I'm saying? And Kendrick, being, the old soul that he is, I don't believe he ever bought into that whole idea of a big three. I don't think he ever did. I think that he was always, because remember, we had got that report when this beef had started. He had recorded a diss track like 4 years before the Like That feature. You know what I mean? So I feel like, and I'm not going to give too much away in the script, but I feel like, part of Kendrick's motivation was, biding his time until he had the most opportune time to seize the crown. You feel me? To seize his moment. You feel what I'm saying? And the only way that was going to be done was through open warfare. You feel what I'm saying? Because the one thing at that point that Drake had over Kendrick, you feel me, was the commercial appeal. You feel what I'm saying? Took that from under his nose. You dig what I'm saying? Now is unequivocally the biggest rapper in the world. You feel me? At least for the past calendar year. You understand? So I think that it cannot be argued. You feel me? That right now he is, the king of this hip hop thing. And so now, you see it, and this is again going back. I know I'm rehashing a lot of old points, but this is why I always hated the Joey's too small or anybody is too small or argument. First of all, it's not true. You think actually go look at the numbers. You could go actually look at you understand what I'm saying, some of Joey's chart positions, and you'll see how I'll put it like this. If Joey is too small, then Jid is too small. You feel me? JPEG is too small. Saba is too small. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of y'all's fave, Doechii is too small. If Joey is too small, again, go look at the numbers. You understand what I'm saying? And as Vince Staples is too small, then if we really going to sit up here and play the Joey is too small game, I could go through a laundry list of folk who, according to the number, if you want to do monthly streams, if you want to do first week sales, if you want to do gold and platinum plaques, it's a bunch of other people that fall behind Joey Badass. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, this is what it's supposed to be, is a young, hungry, you feel me, next up, staking their claim, you feel me, as the new king of the castle, you feel me, as the new alpha. You dig? This is what I have been accustomed to seeing, and it's a fun time to me, man. It's a fun and it's a beautiful thing, absent of, you feel me, the stand culture. And ultimately that's kind of, I won't necessarily say my concern, necessarily my worry, but it does kind of dampen my optimism a bit, because it's just the ecosystem of hip-hop. Shout out to FD. I was talking to FD about this the other day. Y'all might actually catch this well, y'all catch parts of it, but y'all might actually catch this specific part in that video that I'm talking about, where the culture is not defined by the music anymore, and it hasn't been for quite some time. You understand what I'm saying? The culture is defined by antics. You feel me? That's why, you feel me, the Takeshi 6ix9ines of the world blow up the way that he did for, his little 15 minutes. That's why, you feel me, Ice Spice was Ice Spice was the king of New York at one time. It's antics. You feel me? And yes, the shaking of ass is antics in my book. You understand what I'm saying? Half these rappers, I hadn't heard or found out about, Young Boy or Kodak or a lot of these young bulls until they got into some legal trouble. You understand what I'm saying? And so there's this ecosystem in which folk, the ultimate point that I'm getting at in the main John and in this one, is that niggas need to learn how to fall back in love with hip hop and out of love with celebrities. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what a lot of it is, man, is that niggas don't love the music. You feel me? Niggas love musicians. For one reason or another, you project your personality onto them. You feel me? All of the popular kids are listening to them, and so you feel that like this is your avenue to popularity or whatever the case may be. But niggas gotta learn to fall in love with music, man. Niggas gotta learn to fall in love with the art form. You dig what I'm saying? To take a step back. You feel me? To be a neutral party. You feel me? I keep bringing up that video on the main channel, but I do this exercise where I got somewhere between 5 and 10 people, you feel me, who I would like to see in a rap battle with Kendrick. You understand what I'm saying? And here's the thing: is I've said this several different times. I've made at least 3 or 4 full-length videos about the man. Kendrick is at worst my second favorite rapper of all time. That South Park movie, whatever it is, notwithstanding, I might have to knock him down a couple pegs depending on what winds up happening and with that. But like I said before I was a fan of any specific artist. You feel me? I was a fan of the art form. You dig what I'm saying? And being a fan of the art form, I want to see the art form in its purest form. I want to see, you feel me, the best take on the best. You feel me? I want to see Mayweather and Pacquiao in their primes. You feel me? I want to see, you feel me, Canelo and Triple G. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. You dig what I'm saying? And we all benefit from that. It reminds me a lot. Y'all know I'm a semi big wrestle head, and it reminds me a lot of these goofies or these losers online that get into, you know, these brand wars with wrestling companies. You feel me? Oh, WWE this, AEW that, and I'm like, nigga, why not both? You understand what I'm saying? Like, why is so much of your personality built up, you feel me, on a brand that couldn't care less about your existence? Just sit back and enjoy, you feel me, enjoy, because we all benefit. You understand what I'm saying? When you going head to head with somebody, we had to sit there and languish for years and just watch, you feel me, Vince run that thing into the ground and just watch WWE spin his wheels, because they ain't really have no real competition. But now you see, as soon as they get a worthy contender, now the quality goes up. You understand what I'm saying? I feel personally like this, is that the main takeaway from this thing, from this whole, you know, 2 weeks, 3, whatever, because it's probably going to continue at this point. That's what it feels like. The main takeaway from this shouldn't be, you know, who is too small to battle with who. It shouldn't be, you know, because, all right, maybe it is a clout chase. You feel what I'm saying? So what? I rather this than whatever other antics that rappers get. I rather this than, you feel me, Gibbs and Benny, you know, posting revenge porn of each other's exes or something. I rather have that. I'm sorry, I'd rather have this than to have whatever, you know, whatever goofery that was. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just wild to me that niggas will say that and then completely forget that Not Like Us dropped, you feel me, literally months before G and X did. Literally months before G and X and the announcement of a worldwide tour. Like, that was not at least in part of an album rollout. Like, the cognitive dissonance of stands, man, like, whatever. But my point is that the takeaway should be this, is that the art form has a lot more to offer than just who and what you see in the top 40. You dig what I'm saying? I'ma just be real with you. I had heard of Ray Vaughn. I never really had any real incentive to go out of my way and to, you know, check out some Ray Vaughn tracks. And Ray Vaughn be spitting. You understand what I'm saying? I'll be the first to put my hand up and say I hadn't checked for Joey in a minute. You dig what I'm saying? And I've gone back now and I've listened to, you know, American Badass. You feel me, for the first time in years. And I've listened to Before the Money for the first time in years. You understand what I'm saying? This should be your gateway into artists that you otherwise would not have been incentivized to get into. You dig what I'm saying? Instead of sitting up there talking about how Ab-Soul is trying to rap like Kendrick, how about you go back and listen to some soul, and you will see that, if anything, Soul is one of Kenny's biggest inspirations. You understand what I'm saying? How about you go back and listen to some AC Chike? You know what I mean? How about you go listen to some battle rappers? I know that the vast majority of mainstream casual hip hop fans had never heard of Daylight or Loaded Lux until this. Why don't you go watch some of them rap back? Why don't you go watch that verse that Loaded Lux had? Y'all who know what I'm talking about. You feel me? That verse that Loaded Lux had against old boy, I can't remember his name. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is learn to fall in love with the art form, dog. You understand what I'm saying? Learn to fall in love with the music. And I promise you'll be so much better off as a neutral party in all of this. So there you had that. Deuces.